Veston here, and now it's time for my top 5 favorite Pokemon episodes from Pokemon Johto League Champions. This season had a lot of filler episodes and a few less interesting ones, especially for those who weren't fans of Pokemon. It was hard to choose which ones I could rank in the countdown to be my favorite, but I will right away give an honorable mention to a couple of episodes. The Joy of Water Pokemon, mainly because it was written by the show's original head writer, Takashi Shudo, and the Articuno story arc. It was fun to see Todd travel with Ash and the others again after writing so many autographs in his appearance in the video game, Pokemon Snap. And James Carter Cathcart did a fabulous job voicing him, even more so than Gary Oak. He'll still be missed. Okay, on to number 5. Number 5 is Wings and Things. This episode's a pretty cute one. In this story, Ash and his friends meet a boy named Zachary Evans, who owns a dragonfly Pokemon called Yanma. While it is cute, it has a problem. It's obsessed with breaking windows with its sonic boom attacks in the town he lives in. This, of course, forces his father, Mr. Evans, to make him get rid of Yanma despite Zachary's efforts to train Yanma to stop. When he released it, he immediately regrets it, knowing that Yanma is more than just a pet in his Pokemon. Yanma is his friend. But when he tried to reclaim it in the woods, he was too late. So he set out to go find it. Team Rocket finds Yanma and uses this opportunity to have it break the glass on the windows again in the town to sell fresh new ones. But here's the kicker. It's not real glass. It's actually ice thinned up to make it look like glass. Everyone believes that Zachary was working with Team Rocket on this. Jeez, I felt really bad for Zachary. I know he didn't do anything wrong, but the townsfolk don't believe him. I think he needs a lawyer. Anyways, while Mr. Evans shows Ash and the others what he's doing at the nearby Pokemon Center, where he's making a stained glass window, it's revealed that Team Rocket were indeed the folks behind the broken glass crime, not Zachary. And Zachary, Misty, and Ash team up to fight them away, but not before Zachary reclaims it. Everyone in town apologizes for underestimating Yanma and falsely accusing Zachary of all as well. The episode is well written. I like the character Zachary, and Yanma is marked as one of the few bug Pokemon that Misty can tolerate, especially since its looks aren't very bug-looking, and Amy Birnbaum was the perfect choice for the voice of Zachary in the English dub. Amy would later carry that voice over to Max when we switched to Hoenn. Funny enough, Zachary and Max's hair color were the same. Eating its way at number 4 is Unbearable. In this episode, Ash, Brock, Misty, Togepi, and Pikachu spend the night at a nearby cabin when Misty finds something in her sleeping bag. And who should it be but a Teddiursa, a teddy bear Pokemon that can easily put the charm on humans. And because it's a cute Pokemon, Misty immediately befriends Teddiursa. However, there is a problem. This Teddiursa is a born troublemaker. Teddiursa has a tendency to steal food and put the blame on other Pokemon, specifically Ash's Pokemon like Totodile and Chikorita. Misty believes Teddiursa's far-fetched tales and blames them both. But Ash, being the more responsible one in this episode, knows that Totodile and Chikorita would never steal their food. It wasn't until Teddiursa finds some bread in Brock's backpack and tries to put in Bulbasaur's mouth where they realize that Teddiursa was the one who was stealing the food, and they must put a stop to it. With a little help from Nurse Joy, that is. Meanwhile, Team Rocket is trying to raise money by selling corn, which they somewhat succeed at, until they get hunted down by a farmer and try to get revenge on Teddiursa. But Teddiursa has the upper hand. This episode is another good one. It shows that Misty admires cute Pokemon, not just water Pokemon. And I have to give props to Togepi for not making Teddiursa accused of eating bananas, because Togepi doesn't like to be accused by Misty. I also like the moment where when Chikorita worries that Ash doesn't believe her about not stealing the sausages, he comforts her and hugs her, knowing that a Pokemon like her wouldn't steal or anything like that. Teddiursa was kind of an homage to Yogi Bear. In a few ways they have one thing in common. Whenever they see a picnic basket, they'll try to go for one. But unlike Yogi Bear, Teddiursa doesn't even talk, it can only utter out its name. And Teddiursa was a born troublemaker. And in my opinion, this is a much better bear episode than the last season's Forest Grumps. Definitely worth the watch overall. Number 3 is a tie between the Stolen Stones and Wabapalooza. Both are Team Rocket-centered episodes, but have different plots to them. In the Stolen Stones, Ash and the gang meet Ramona and her little brother Keegan, who raise a pack of Arcanine who are managing to deliver some Firestones to a town that is holding a fire Pokemon contest. Of course, Team Rocket has planned ahead this time and steals the stones and Pikachu, using all their variations of the Pitfall and Pokemon battles. Each one they win more than the last. And one of them causes Keegan to sprain his arm, which gets Ash the opportunity to use Arcanine. But even with their best laid plans, Team Rocket has to lose in the end, so they do manage to get the stones and Pikachu back. Before I forget to mention, Keegan was voiced by Tara Sands. The reason I had to wait until now to say it is because she didn't voice a lot of female characters like last season. Tara was most of the time providing voices for young boy characters in this season. I guess her commitment to working on Yu-Gi-Oh! Fighting Udons and Pokemon Forever really wanted to showcase this. As for Wabapalooza, Ash and the others reach a village where everyone loves their Wabafest. They love them so much that they're holding a festival today, which they invite Ash and the others to participate in. Team Rocket's not far behind, as a woman named Lulu tells them all about the festival, because she discovers that Team Rocket does indeed have a Wobbuffet. I also gotta say that I love Wobbuffet's bandana that Lulu puts on him. It makes Wobbuffet stand out from the others. But before the festival can begin, trouble brews when 3 thugs come out of nowhere and attack the Wobbuffet in the village. These thugs are using fighting Pokemon to harass the Wobbuffet. Ash and the others want to get rid of them, but there's a problem. Fighting is strictly prohibited by Officer Jenny. What? Well, that doesn't sound right. You're making these thugs attack Wobbuffet and destroy a monument and you can't use Pokemon to fight them off? That's the stupidest excuse I've ever heard. Just arrest them or something. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. Luckily, Team Rocket knows that those rules are stupid too, and decide to stop the thugs, even if it means breaking the rules. But after all that, they still want to steal the food from the festival because it's obvious the writers don't want to have Team Rocket change. They want them to stay somewhat evil. So they chase them out of the town and electrocute them and blast them off, and the festival it was celebrated with great ovation. Both these episodes were great. This episode shows that Team Rocket may be bad guys, but they sometimes have standards, though not all the time. And it shows that Jesse's Wobbuffet was proven useful against those thugs. Number 2 is The Bug Stops Here. You're probably wondering why it's on here? Well, it's because Casey and her Chikorita have returned. Feeling even more pumped up than the last season Ash and the others met her, Ash and Casey partake in a bug Pokemon catching competition. The winner gets to take home the bug Pokemon they caught as well as the Sunstone. However, during the contest, it's shown here that Casey's pride has gotten the best of her when she is face to face with a Scyther. Her Chikorita fought off Pineco and Weedle when it got exhausted. And when she finds Chikorita, she is confronted by Brock and Misty, who don't like how she's treating her Chikorita. Chikorita gives her another chance after she apologizes, and just in time, too, because Team Rocket has snuck in and kidnapped Ash and Pikachu, and Chikorita evolves into a Bayleaf, helping Ash and Pikachu out of their predicament, and giving Ash the win for the catching Beedrill and the Sunstone. He then gives away his Beedrill to Casey, because 1, he knew that Misty can't stand to see another bug Pokemon in its possession, and 2, Casey loved yellow Pokemon with stripes. So I guess in a way, you could say they both won. Winning is not just about taking home the trophy, it's about doing your best and doing what's right. It's about respect. This episode is another home runner for Casey's second appearance. She really nailed it in the park with catching Weedle, Pineco, and even receiving Beedrill from Ash. And because Casey's Chikorita evolved into a Bayleaf, Ash's Chikorita will do the same in the future. When, I hear you ask? Well, you'll have to wait a few days to find out on Pokemon TV. And the number 1 Johto League Champions episode is Airtime. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that another episode that took place in Goldenrod City, like The Bug Stops Here? And wasn't that after Ash won the Plane Badge? Well, yes, but those aren't the reasons why I think this episode is number 1. The main reason is that this episode paid homage to how radio stations work and how the performances are done. Ash is invited to be interviewed by DJ Mary, voiced by Amy Birnbaum. Of course, he has a bad case of stage fright, so DJ Mary, being a nice radio personnel she is, tells him to think of something else by acting like he's in a Pokemon match, which he succeeds at in the interview. Also, I like how Team Rocket initially had plans to quit the stealing Pokemon business and stick to radio, which is not a bad idea if you ask me. Why go for all this trouble trying to catch Pikachu or other Pokemon? But the real kicker of this episode is the radio drama the characters act out. It was called The Tale of Prince Goldenrod, where Ash plays the titular character, and Brock, Misty, Pikachu, and Togepi are his faithful companions. And I just gotta love the costumes the characters were given to make it more medieval looking. It's so stylish. Even Team Rocket, who disguise themselves as the Dugtrio, act out in the play as the 3 thieves of Team Socket, who have imprisoned Prince Goldenrod's parents. But Ash and the others immediately catch on to their scheme, and with Charizard, who somehow managed to fly from the Charizard Valley over the fantasy world, they go after them. A lot of cool things happen here and there, specifically Jesse and DJ Mary battling over who's telling the story, Meow turning into a robot rocket, Ash using Chikorita caught off the Navigator Whiskers, and they even managed to record Team Rocket's model in the whole battle between Ash and Team Rocket all live. This episode went all overboard with this. I'll bet the voice actors for this episode had a real blast with this one. So what's the final verdict of Airtime? Well, I could say there's nothing more I could say about this one. It's a good episode, guys. The plot is all over the place, but in a good way. It was really fun to see what would happen if Ash and his friends were in ancient times, and it was great to see how radio shows are handled in Goldenrod City. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 favorite Pokemon episodes from Johto League Champions, or as I like to call it, Johto Journeys 2. I hope you enjoyed this countdown, and if you do, let me know in the comments what your favorite episodes are from Johto League Champions. And if you're interested in seeing these episodes, as usual, links are provided in the description. Until we meet again for another cartoon theory or anything like that, this is Veston saying thank you and goodbye.